Yesterday, I showed you how to do the style sheet. I appreciate some of you might not have followed me quite as well, so I'm going to just do a quick tutorial on how to do just a couple of things using style sheet. Remember, you all need to create one so your pages are consistent. So I've created, first of all, you don't have to create a new web page. You can use one of the web pages you've already got. It's completely fine. You can just work on that. I've just created this just to show you how it works. So I've created a new HTML, a new page. Web page, CSS lesson I've called it, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a style sheet. So you can see at the top you've got file, insert, CC libraries, CSS Designer is what we want. You get to sources, press the plus button and it says create a new style sheet. Yes, we want to create a new CSS file. At this point, give it a name. So I'm going to first of all browse. I'm going to find a folder, so I'm going to call it in website to practice. I'm not going to save it in there. I'm going to save it in another folder where this web page has been created. This web page has been created in website assets. So I'm going to basically save it in there as tutorial CSS. That's what I'm going to call it. Okay. Obviously you can call it what you please. And then I am going to press OK. Right. So that now has added this line on link href tutorial css.css style sheet text/css. So that means it's going to link the CSS together. So first I'm going to highlight the body. I want to change the background, so I'm going to highlight the body and I'm going to then you can see I'm on my source code on my HTML. Okay, when I've highlighted the body, then I've clicked on the CSS which I've just created, which is tutorial css.css. Okay, now that is the page. So first thing I'm going to do is add a selector. Okay, so add a selector and I'm going to call it body. Okay, and when you're typing it in, it does come up. So once I've created body, you can see it's added it in for me. I don't need to touch this. It's added it in for me. And now I go to the properties. I click on the background and you can either select a picture if you click on this folder here, which I don't want, or you can select background color, which is what I want. Okay, so I'm going to go for a kind of a blue color. Okay, and you can see once I've done it, it's added this line in for me. Okay, and it's changed my background color to like a sky blue. So this is my actual web page and you can see sky blue and there's nothing being added there, but this page is now linked to this style sheet. Why are we linking it? Because we can use this style sheet over and over and over again for every single page, so you don't have to change the background every page. In the same way, if I go on tutorial and I'm on the body now and I want to it for my heading on any page, want to use a certain size. So heading H1, for example, this is going to be my H1 tag. And now what I'm going to do is on my CSS Designer, I'm gonna add a selector. I'm just going to call it H1. Okay, that's that. And then it'll let me change the properties of H1. Okay, so I've got the H1, it's popped up here. And with that, I'm going to change the properties of the text. I'm going to change the color. So it's like a green color. Okay, you can see the tags, the colors changed on there. You can see it's light green. I'm going to change the font family. So I'm going to go for, there's lots of fonts you can manage. So I'm going to just pick one from here, which I've picked before. Go for Deja Vu, and you can see it's changed a little bit more. I don't like that color. It's not bright enough. I can't really see it. Let's go for change the color. I've gone for a darker blue. So that every page I use H1 on now is going to be that style, that font. I can keep changing stuff on here, but I don't need to. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert what my font, what my body or subheading will look like. So I'm going to use H3 for subheading. Okay. So insert H3 heading. Oh, it's inserted on top. I should have inserted it after. I've just undone that. It says, where do you want to insert it? I want to insert it after. So I've got it there. And this one, I want to change some of the properties in there. So CSS Designer. And this time I'm going to add selector. It's asking me what. It says body H3. I'm just going to call it H3. Okay. And then once I've done that, I want the color of H3 to be red. Okay. You can see it's changed, and I want the font family again to be something slightly different. I want it to be that font, Okay, actually I don't like that. I'm going to change it again. I'm going to go to Jill Sands. I like that better. Okay, and I'm happy for the subheading for that size. Obviously I can change the size of it. It says here, size extra small, medium, large, etc, 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 but I like that size for subheading, so I'm happy with that. And then, for example, my body text, I want it to be a different size again, so I'm going to insert another heading. I'm going to insert H6. It says, where do you want to insert it? I'm going to say after. Okay, that's a bit small, but that's fine, we'll change it in a minute. We'll go CSS Designer, add, and this time it's H6, so I'm going to call it H6, and this time the color is going to be just go for a orangey color. See how that looks? Looks all right. The text is still too small, so I'm going to change the size of the text first. So font size, I'm going to go for, that's a bit too big. Go for small. Small's too small. Just gonna leave it medium. Medium, yeah, medium's fine for me. That's gonna be like my content is gonna be that size. For example, again, I can change the weight, the style, etc. But I'm gonna leave that for now. Now, while we've been doing all of this, okay, have you noticed here? It's adding stuff in for us. It's basically doing so background. Basically what fonts we're using for H1, what fonts we're using to H3, H6, and so on. Now we can carry on, okay? We can carry on doing this. We can insert images and how I can add a table, whatever you want, okay? But that's how CSS style sheet works. What's the point of it? Well, I'm going to show you. So if we save this now, okay, this style sheet has been saved. I'm going to save this web page as well. Now, save as. CSS lesson, save, yes, I want to overwrite it. Okay, so that just added that for us. Now, if I was to open another web page, say, let's go for a web page here, website assets, unit 6. Let's have a look. Website practice. Is there anything on here? There's no content on here, so just give me a second. If I'll open, I think there might be something on unit 6, website to practice, form to example. No, that seems to have gone as well. Right, say I've got this here, okay, and I'm just gonna, okay, I've got no headings or anything on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go split live, and I'm going to go to this end here. I'm just going to add some stuff in so you can see exactly what I mean. So I'm going to insert heading 1. I want it after. That's a bit wrong, so I'll do that. Okay, insert heading 1. You can see there's heading 1. Okay, just doing this for just show you the example. I'm going to insert. No, we don't want heading 1 again. We want heading 3. I think it was heading 3. Okay, after. You can see it's there. I'm going to insert one more heading. I'm going to insert a heading 3 again after. And okay, so you can see. Sorry, it's heading 6. Insert heading 6, doesn't matter. I'm just going to show you what happens after. Okay, so this is my next page now. I want it to be consistent. So what I can do now is if I want it to be consistent, I save that style sheet. So if I press add on sources for this page here, okay, and I say attach existing CSS file because we already created one, okay, and I go to browse and find that CSS file, which is in website assets. Okay, and it's called tutorial CSS, which we just did. And I press OK. Can you see what's happened? It's changed my background color to that CSS style. It's changed my heading 1 tag to different font, style, size, and color. Same with H3 tag and same with the H6 tag, because that is what I created in my CSS file. So now on every page, I can just create the page and then add my CSS style sheet after. Okay, and that means your whole website will be consistent. So that's how to create a CSS style sheet and the purpose of a CSS style sheet. Obviously, drop me a message if you've got any questions. Otherwise, hopefully, that will help you with your CSS. Thanks.